This is a Fox News alert. Listen to this shocking development. 6,947 criminals were released from jails in New York, even though they had active ICE detainers. These released criminals, which immigration authorities were requesting custody of, included people linked to at least 29 homicides. That's according to the Department of Homeland Security. What is going on in New York? And this is before Mamdani's socialist takeover in January. I'm joined now by New York Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. Great to have you. This is incomprehensible to me. People who immigration authorities want just let out in the streets of New York?
Yeah, this is a sanctuary state, as you know, still is a sanctuary state, run by the Democrats completely. Even the governor faces a veto-proof majority in the legislature, and now we're going to end up having, a pro-sanctuary mayor coming in the 1st of January. But yeah, there are thousands, almost 7,000 people with these advanced criminal records, like, murder, you said homicide, rape, extortion, you name it, just about every crime, child sex crimes that are let into our state every single year, at least this last year. And this is all done under, and Letitia James, our Attorney General, was alerted. She doesn't care. She even goes after and is trying to prosecute any of the local governments who want to cooperate with what is called the 287G program. That program allows local police to coordinate with ICE if we have dangerous criminal aliens within the confines of a county or a city. She is interfering with that. She's actually prosecuting my home sheriff for actually cooperating. And my district in upstate New York 24, my entire northern border is the Canadian border. And we have had almost 90% of the people on the foreign terror watch list under Joe Biden were coming in across the northern border. So it's a very dangerous place and a very easy place for safe haven, especially with a sanctuary state like New York.
That's unreal. Prosecuting a sheriff, meanwhile, people committing crimes in the streets of Manhattan behind me, just, let them go. That makes sense. This is the plan of Mamdani. We're just learning, what are his new plans for the city, New York City. Here's what he says he wants to do with homeless encampments, a program that would wipe them away.
Some homeless advocates and homeless New Yorkers camped out outside City Hall last night to protest the Mayor Adams' sweeps. Will you continue those sweeps? They were asking you not to.
No.
So he's just going to do away with a highly successful program, as noted by the retired NYPD chief, John Self.
Yeah, look, this is an age-old problem, and these people have mental illness. When I lived in New York City in the 80s, they had the same problem, and we had to clean up the streets. A lot of these people want to be out on the street because of their mental illness. We have to provide care for them. We have to make sure we find a place for them to go. But having them on the streets as drug addicts and people who are hiding among them, who are criminals as well, it's dangerous for the city. It looks terrible. We have them all over the state, though. This is not just New York City. These are statewide laws that allow this to happen. And, you'll see them creeping up even in smaller cities all over. It's dangerous for them. It's dangerous for the residents. And it's terrible policy that, I believe me, this is one nightmare we're going to see reenacted under the new Mamdani administration, and many more to come, I'm sure.
Man, scary times there. And then there's this story that it's confusing to me. I just didn't know what to make of it. There's an accused Chinese agent. Her name's Linda Sun, and she boasted that Governor Hochul of New York was much more obedient than Andrew Cuomo. She's 42-year-old, and she had convinced Hochul, who at the time was the lieutenant governor for Cuomo, to film a Lunar New Year video touting China's New York consulate, where she made the shocking comment. According to the evidence presented at the ex-Albany aides corruption trial, she is more obedient than the governor, the accused Beijing mole wrote to a China consular official. So how are Chinese spies getting proximity to government in New York?
Lack of oversight, lack of vetting, the same problem we have with just about every other kind of immigrant that comes into this country. We have to have vetting. I serve on the House Intelligence Committee. China is our adversary. Many would argue our enemy. They're doing everything they can. They're not going to, roll tanks in or they're going to come in via any willing New York State government official, any other state official, local officials, anyone that will let them infiltrate our systems and get access to our security. That's how they're doing it, and they've been doing it.
Yeah, and of course we all remember Eric Swalwell and Fang Fang. I won't go into the details there because it's almost lunchtime. Look, New York, here's another headline I want to bring up because this is important, and this is your constituent. Yeah. New York Post, desperate supporters urge release of cancer-stricken Long Island jeweler, not your constituent, I should say, but imprisoned by Iran for visiting Israel. So a constituent here in New York State visited Israel. Now he's being held by the Iranian government. You want him out? Yes,
absolutely. It was a 13-year-old charge. He went to they accused him, total false charge by the Iranian government. Look, President Trump has been phenomenal. He got one of my constituents out, Ryan Corbett, who sat and wasted away in an Afghani jail for over 2 years, and we were able to get him out, by the way, inauguration night. That's how quickly President Trump acted. We're just asking for the same type of relief using, the Levinson Act, which allows us to show that he is being detained wrongly by the Iranian government, letting him back. He's dying of cancer. He was only there to see his son for his bar mitzvah. This is something that is really important that we get done, and I'm sure the president is going to do everything he can with his envoy to make sure that happens. And we're grateful to the family, and also my colleague, Democrat Tom Suozzi, and I led that letter to President Trump. But we're very hopeful that the president's going to make this happen.
Absolutely. If anyone can, it could be President
Yes,
Trump.
absolutely.
That's amazing. Inauguration night release. Amazing story. Thank you so much, Congresswoman Tenney.